Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals and welcome back to my channel. I am going to be memory planning the week of the 25th to the 31st of May in my Erin Condren Vertical Neutral Life Planner using this April mystery kit from Strawberry Lime Designs. This is on premium mat and is obviously leftovers, as you can see. Let's turn things the right way up as well. So that is the kit. I am using silver foil with this. And this is the washi I'm using from Simply Gilded. I also have my usual stickers pulled out in my sticker book there. So without any further ado, I'm going to get the base down. So I'm going to do my bottom washi, some of my sidebar and my deco at the top, as well as probably the headers. I haven't pulled out, or I have pulled out, but I haven't got here. Hang on one second. The functionals I am using, so I've got some flags from Josephine Designs and Fantasy Design Stores. I've got some layering functionals from my own shop. I've got foil overlays from my own shop. I don't think these are a sneak peek by the time this video comes out, but these are currently a sneak peek of new release, as well as some older ones, and then also some more layering functionals there. So lots of things off to the side as well. But now let's get on with the base. As with all of my videos at the moment, I am now using this time here where I'm putting down at the base of the spread to talk about the Black Lives Matter movement. Obviously this is the week that George Floyd died. He died on Monday. I say died, he was murdered on Monday. And we shouldn't be afraid to use that word because that is what it was. It was murder, plain and simple. At the time of recording this, which is the Saturday after this week is over, his murderer is being charged for second-degree murder, which is an improvement from where we were, but it's not second-degree murder, it was murder. There is no way somebody is crying out for help, and it is not murder. Saying I can't breathe if somebody can't breathe, yeah, no, it means they're dying. The first thing we check, anybody that knows any life support, A, B, C, D, E, what's the first thing? A, airway. You're sitting on somebody's airway, you're blocking their airway. It is the thing that kills you the fastest. That is, you know, why it's number one in A, B, C, D, E. Which is, you know, how we assess all critically unwell patients as doctors. So, yeah, no, murder, basically. So as always, there are links down below of support, of charities, of ways of educating yourself for the movement, in terms of the movement. And today I am going to be speaking about something I have seen a lot on the internet recently, and something that I definitely disagree with, which in terms of these protests is people being like, do these people not care about coronavirus? Do they not care about COVID? I don't suppose their lives matter when they're complaining when the cases rise. Yes, coronavirus is important. Yes, coronavirus is going to kill people. Probably. No, it is going to kill people, but do you know what? These people are making the decision that their lives are less important than the systemic racial injustice, and that is their decision to make, whether they want to, you know, argue that the systemic racial injustice is more important than their lives. That is up to them. So yeah, cases of coronavirus might go up because of the protests, but you know what? Most people will accept that their lives are worth more than, are not worth more than the social systemic racism. I think thousands of people would agree that they would rather be killed, would rather die and have the systemic racism abolished that is currently occurring in the world. So that's just my 2 cents on it. The issue, and I am in a lot of groups where that sort of racism is occurring, where there is a lot of people saying, do they not care about coronavirus? What are we going to do when the numbers of cases of coronavirus go up now. And you know what we'll do is we will, the NHS will do their best to look after them. The healthcare system in America will do their best to look after them. But you know what else about coronavirus? Coronavirus kills disproportionately more people of black and Asian ethnicity than it does white people. Why that is, we don't know. It may be that there are higher numbers of some of the conditions that cause increase your risk of death with COVID, so a lot more Asian people have hypertension and things. But either way, coronavirus is racially discriminant. So it may be that those people have less access to healthcare. We don't know, but what we do know is that more people more non-white people are dying of coronavirus than white people are. So, yeah, no. Basically, people have accepted that that is a risk, and they are willing to take that risk. And if they are willing to take that risk, that is their decision. I think a lot of the same people that are saying, oh my gosh, they're risking putting coronavirus deaths up are the same people that were encouraging the government to lighten their rules. So, you know what, as far as I'm concerned, their opinions should be argued against, absolutely, and they should be explained why their opinion is invalid and racist. But whatever. Not whatever. Absolutely not whatever. That is not what I mean. Even a little bit. My words are not working today. They are basically just using their own agenda to argue for whatever they want to be the correct decision. That's what I'm trying to say. And that is pretty sickening in itself, really. So, yeah. Cool, so that is the base down. Unfortunately, I only had hollow May because I used silver before. There. So I only had hollow ones of that, but that's fine. We can mix in a bit of hollow. So that is the base of the kit down. So let's move on to the day by day. So we have 3 full boxes left. Just that's more to remind myself than anything. I'm just gonna spread out the pages of the kit so I can see what I got. Fabulous. Okay, so Monday. It was a bank holiday here in the UK, so I'm going to grab a strip of washi to pop that on. It was spring bank holiday, which I don't really know how to explain UK bank holidays. Sometimes we just have a bank holiday because we have it, and literally have no idea why we have spring bank holiday. It's just a bank holiday that we have. And then, so I've just got the lettering from my own shop to mark that. And then obviously, as usual, I did my yoga. How predictable, hey? I'm just gonna pull out those and pop them off to the side. I think for yoga on Monday, I'm gonna use one of my half-foiled hexagons, which is super wonk there, but that's fine. And then I sat and did some cutting of my new releases. I am going to mark at some point in this day George Floyd's death, but I don't know where to mark it. I kind of feel partly like maybe it should have gone at the top with that, or maybe it should go at the bottom and have my text about it. That might be what we do. And I feel like I might actually need a day extender on this day, but we will see. That's sometimes the way with my days off work. Next though, for now, we are going to mark cutting my new releases, which is what I did. And then I did a load of editing as well. I think the silhouette sticker might need to go down first. That's there. There we go. I don't know what to do. I think the edit, I might pull in one of these leftover glitter headers and pull it down a little bit, and then pop yeah, that works. Munchkin there, and like the edit script half on, the header half off. And we cover up the line nicely as well. Then I'm gonna pop in doing tidying. Me and my boyfriend normally tidy on Sundays, but we didn't on that Sunday. We left it to the Monday. I think because we knew I was going to make more mess first. So I know that's like a washing pots little thing, but meh. Sometimes I use funny icons that don't quite match. Next I'm going to pop in that I wrote blurbs for my YouTube videos that were going up. Then I worked on orders. I don't think I will actually need a day extender, which is good because I'd rather not use one because I don't want to hide my text or what I'm going to write about at all. And I think if I did have to use one, I would make sure the important bits of the day, in terms of, you know, that were not missed out. So this is in for packing orders, and then after I packed orders, me and my mum did some baking. It was actually way too hot to do the baking and it was a bit of a train wreck, but oh well, it happened. It was fine. It was fine. And then I'm just going to use a strip of washi for or actually I'm going to use a little thing for, we watched one of the Harry Potter films, but we didn't finish it, or well, we might have started it or finished it that day, but we didn't watch enough that I felt it warranted putting in. Well, I only have one of each text, so when we watch films over 2 days, it needs to be not marked every day. And then I'm going to pop in I think I'm going to use a flag and this heart for George Floyd's death there, and then my text down here at the bottom is going to be about that. So we will fix out this. Obviously I didn't actually hear about it on this day. The video obviously didn't come out that day, but that is the day he died, which is how I've chosen to mark it in my planner. For my text, as usual, I pop in a header and then I cut down one of the heart checklist flags to the amount of hearts that will fit in the gap, which is in this case either 2 or 3. Not quite sure. We'll try 3. If 3 is too many, we'll cut off another one. Sometimes what I do is I just lift up the glitter header a tiny bit and pop the pink underneath, the flag underneath. There we go. So that is Monday. Tuesday, I think I'm going to start at the bottom because I think I might have space for a full box. I'm not convinced, but I might. I mean, I only have 3, so it's not the end of the world if I don't. So the last thing I'm going to mark on this day is that we watched Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. I feel like this washi strip might not work very well because it might you might not be able to see the text very well because of the black dots on the washi strip. But all of the washi strips that I have left have black on, so we will see. I think that's alright. You can read it better in person than you can on camera, though it's not the clearest thing in the world. Maybe I can peel it up and use a quarter box instead. Yes, I did manage to peel it up. So we'll save that for something else and instead use a quarter box for this. Maybe I'll use it in a second because what I'm going to put in next is that I was doing some memory planning there. I don't actually know that I was, so I might just actually leave that and not put in the memory planning, partly because I want to try and fit a full box on this day. So instead, before that, I'm going to mark that we did some house tasks. So we were tidying up a bit of the house. I think that's what we did. Well, at least I assume that's what this house was for. Yeah, I've just written house task. Super helpful. Then what I am going to use this washi strip for is it's going to go above this, and it's going to go in for doing some quality control of my new releases that I'd cut the day before. mostly because I don't think that needs any words. It just sort of explains what you're doing when you're quality controlling, sorting things into pile of oops and non-oops. Before that, I haven't decided what my text, I do know what my text is going to be about this day actually. I wrote the Twinkle listing, which was for the Twinkle Thursday in the shop. I just alter them each week, month when I have a new Twinkle, which is usually, it's meant to be like once a month, but I had 2 in May. So that's just for editing the Twinkle listing. Then before that, the thing I was going to mark was work, plain and simple as it is. And above that, I am going to mark taking my Instagram photos, writing Instagram blurbs, something like that. Instagram blurbs. Which, yeah, I'm pretty definite I'm going to have room for a full box on this day, which probably means I could now jump up to the top. But I'm not going to. I'm going to carry on doing what I'm doing. So for Instagram blurbs, I am going to grab another little thing. Beth's little things are a little bit chunkier than some other shop's little things, and I actually quite like it in some ways. In others, it's like, they're so chunky, and in others, I'm like, ooh, this is great. So that's just for doing my Instagram blurbs. Then before that, I want to mark doing yoga, and what makes me sad is that this is going to be on like the seam side. Sad times. Because really I would like this, what I might do is pop my full box in, which, so that one, so I want one of the more dotty ones. I'm going to use this one. Yeah. And then I'm going to pop in for my yoga, I'm going to use a little thing. I do realise that is the same colour as the full box above it, and it's probably not what I should be using, but whatevs. And I'm going to pop the yoga script across the crafty wrap. And then I'm going to grab a tiny blob paint swatch and pop my knife and fork on top for my fast day. First ever fast day, which is what my text is going to be about. And that will be Tuesday all done as well. So yeah, just about fit the full box in as predicted. I'll come back in and pop the checklist in a minute. Wednesday we're back to working from the top, so again we're going to pop yoga in, and this time I think I'm going to pop it in free floating, basically because every time so far it's been on, actually no, the first time it was sort of free floating, but so no. There we go. Got yoga marked in, and then what am I marking after yoga? I did some quality control. You'll see quite a lot this week is a little bit repetitive because sometimes my weeks are a little bit repetitive and I do a lot of the same things. It's because, you know, they are my priorities, so I work on getting them done. Just going to pop that full box there, half box there, because I don't think I need anything else from that sheet. Then it can be out my way, and in fact this checklist box sheet can be out the way as well, and then I don't forget about the sheets I actually want to use. Excellent. Next I am going to use a flag, I think, for marking in teaching. So on Wednesdays we used to have in-person teaching, but now it is virtual teaching. So somebody does a presentation online, so that's to mark that. And during that after then I went to work and did the bit of day that I was at work for, which I'm going to pop again on a little thing, I believe. I feel like these work stickers fit perfectly on Beth's little things. After work I worked on, after work I spent some time making a B6 planner for Beth, slash a promo slash a testing planner for the shop. So that's what that's for. And then I filmed my budget video, which took quite a lot longer than I expected, and I got a little bit frustrated at, I'm not going to lie. So that's for making the basics, and then filming my budget video can go there. Hurrah! I think that's what my text is going to be about, so I'm going to jump to the bottom of the day where I'm going to put in I think I'm going to run out of things to pop my films on, but we'll deal with that later. I'm going to jump to the bottom where I'm going to put in Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2, which we watched that evening. And before that, I suspect what we actually did is we watched the very end of Deathly Hallows Part 1 there, and then watched half of Deathly Hallows Part 2 and then finished it that day. But I can't actually 100% remember, and I didn't mark it down, so that's how I marked it down, so that's how we're gonna roll with it. Then, see, I've got quite a lot of space left on this day, but I don't know that it's quite enough to fit in both my text and... Oh, do you know what I could do? I think I memory planned a little bit every night this week, so what I might do is put memory planning in at the bottom of this day instead, and that way also 2 quarter boxes marking basically the same thing won't be right next to each other and it won't annoy me as much. That's a better idea. So let's grab a chevron and Tipex out this bottom bit here. Pull that across there. I'm just trying to work out how this fits best. Pop in my memory plan script there, and then the girl next to the chevron there. Then if above that we pop in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, and then this family time sticker is on the wrong side. So instead we pop that like that. Family time, in fact. Yeah, no, that works. And then the text fits in this gap and everything is beautiful. Fabulous! I'm going to come back and sort out the text areas later. On to the second half of the week. Shockingly enough, I started my day with yoga. Ooh. It's like I do the same things every morning, which I think again I'm going to pop free floating. I'd sort of had already put this sticker down by the time I decided that, so I'd already really made the decision. I think there's going to be space for a full box on this day, by the way. Then I'm going to mark some time doing shop admin, I believe is what this is to mark. Yeah. So I'm going to use this washi strip, which is quarter box sized, there to mark doing shop admin. Obviously I don't use Twitter, but well, no, not obviously. I don't use Twitter for the shop, but I felt like that was a good symbol to represent doing things on the computer without it being a computer sticker. Plus I don't know what else I'm going to do with a load of Twitter stickers, and they came on a sheet that I own, so pop in work next. Then I did some editing, which I think I'm going to just pop on another strip of washi, but this is just going to be a really skinny strip of washi which is going to cover up this dotted line fabulously like that, and then the edit sticker is just going to go in the middle. After that I did some printing, so let's grab a foiled circle. There. There's one of my layering circle icon things. Let's actually put it in the right place rather than nowhere near where it was meant to go. And then I have a little printer and a print script. There. Fabulous. And last but not least, I just want to mark in a conversation that me and my boyfriend had, which I'm not going to say anything else about, but will be what my text is about. So if you really want to know more about it, feel free to pause and read it. But I mean, me not describing exactly what the conversation is part of me being like, I kind of want some privacy in my life, but also I accept that I do put my life on the internet, so there's only a certain amount of privacy I can expect. I mean, if it was really private, I wouldn't write about it on screen, or if it was somebody else's secret, but it's not really a secret, it's just I don't want to talk about it particularly. Simple as. Excellent. Moving on rapidly, because you didn't really need to listen to me mumble like that. I think my last full box will go on Saturday, so I'm just going to pop that in, partly so I can ignore the box of the sheet of full boxes, and just get on with my day. And in fact, I'm going to mark in yoga on Friday and Saturday quickly next, and just do them at the same time, because why not? Partly because I want to use those 2 stickers. So anyway, back to what I was doing, which was working on Thursday. So just grabbing my yoga sticker for the start of the day. And then I don't think I did anything that morning. I don't know why. I think I probably accidentally slept in a little bit. So the next thing I have to mark is just work, and I haven't put anything else between those, which I know I actually finished my budget video, but meh. Finished editing my budget video, but meh. Oh well. So I'm going to use one of the little layering heart outlines with that for work, and that sticker did not go where I meant it to. To go sort of there. There we go. And so that's work, and then after work I filmed my haul, but actually I think my text might be about work, so let's jump down to the bottom where I am going to mark watching Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, because after we finished our Harry Potter watch through, we decided to watch the Fantastic Beasts movies as well. Not that I really understood the second one, right? That's the first time I've seen the second Fantastic Beasts film, Crimes of Grindelwald. I'm not sure I understood at all what was happening through the majority of that film. I feel like I probably need to rewatch it, because let's be real, I'm awful at actually sitting down and watching films. I more have them on as background noise, and quite often, like, I 100% keep up during the film, but at other times I literally don't have a clue what was going on, like in that one. So yeah, while we were doing that, I was foiling, and whilst I don't use a PC to foil, it just is like one of my most appropriate stickers. Before that, I'm going to mark it as setup planner, but actually, to be honest, I made my A6, which is my current everyday carry, and hopefully will have been released in the shop by the time you're seeing this video. I'm pretty sure I'm going to release them at this point. I'm going to release an A6 and a B6, but as I say, I haven't actually made that decision yet, but that's the most likely. And again, I have absolutely tons of space on Friday. I should maybe have put the full box on Friday. Let's fill in Saturday and see where we get to, because all I really have left to mark on Friday is filming a haul. So I mean, we'll pop that in for now, but there's loads of space, and that is more than enough space for my text. So let's see how Saturday goes, and we will either come back or not to Friday. So the first thing on Saturday I want to mark is that I did yoga, and then I was on call at work this day, so I went into work pretty much straight away because there was a gentleman in seclusion at work, and he needed a review at like 9:20. So whatever, so I had to go straight in, which is fine. I had the worst headache that day. It was so bad. I don't even know why it was so bad, but you know when you just have, like, it wasn't a migraine, because I do get migraines, but it was definitely not a migraine, but it was a very, very bad headache, and I feel like I've done the spacing for that on-call all completely wrong. What was that? How did I even say red when I meant wrong? I'm so confused by that as a sentence. It's still not right, but that'll do. Then I want to mark that we did a load of bitty jobs. I did a load of bitty jobs at work, and I think my text is probably going to be about that. Then I'm going to jump down to the bottom of the day and just again mark something in that I'm not going to say more about. I'm just going to mark in, and then before that, which is the last thing to mark on this day, is to see like both days are going to have an insane amount of space, if they don't have a full box. This is like the opposite problem to what I normally have. Normally I have like way too much space, way too little space, and this time for once I have more space than I need, and I'm a little bit baffled by that fact. I would quite like a flag, but none of these flags are the right colours. This one will work. There we go. There's a lot to fit on Sunday, however. Sunday was a productive day. Oh, actually, it was the Sunday that was way too hot to bake, not the Monday. I lied before. Accidentally lied, but still lied. So, Sunday, I started off the day by doing some cutting, which I'm going to put on a half box, which is probably a mistake because, as I said, there is a lot to fit on this day. So using a half box straight away, probably not a great plan. Next, I'm going to use a flag to mark packing some orders, and I do realise I haven't put the stickers down on these things, but the plan is to see that the spacing works first, so that I don't need a day extender. Then I'm going to pop in this little thingy for filming a video, which actually should be more centred than that. After filming, me and my boyfriend went for a bike ride, and he got a flat tyre on our bike ride, which was interesting. So that's probably what my text is going to be about. So at this point, let's jump to the bottom.
I mean, I didn't help myself with that flat tyre.
No. Where at the bottom we're going to mark Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald, which again I just didn't get. I don't understand that film at all. Above that I'm going to mark that it was way too hot, because this is the day it was way too hot to be baking. So that's what that's for. And then for the baking itself, I think I'm going to pull in a appointment label. Yeah. See, this day is going to be a bit of a push because there's still 2 things to mark and my text. So actually I think it will work just about. So let's pop the actual stickers in rather than me just putting the base stickers down, which is sometimes what I do to work out my spacing. So I've got a film sticker there for that. This is for packing orders. And then we've got cutting above that, or cut is what the script says, rather than cutting, and a little silhouette. So that's for Happy Meal, little silhouette, La La Land, marshmallow. Ooh, lost my sticker. Bike ride. Jumping back down to the bottom again. We've got Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald. The fact that it was way too hot, and the baking. It was basically, we were trying to make pastry and it was way too hot to make pastry. It's the long and the short of that story. Then I'm going to use a heart to mark sitting with my friend and working out our D&D character. I would have liked to wait to put this sticker down until my new stickers from Colourful & Co have arrived, because I've got some D20 dice stickers from her, but oh well. And last but not least, I'm going to mark in family time, family Zoom call, where we played some Sporkle. So I'm gonna cut up this sticker, which is from Blossom Nose Co. that's got a mouse on, and use the family time script. I would sometimes I can just cover up the script with the script. I just don't want the game on script there. I don't use these stickers enough because they say game on, so I'm trying to use them by just cutting off the text that I don't want. So I've got a little mouse and the family time script, and that's it, and then my text will go in that gap. So let me get all of the glitter headers and text blobs, boxes, flags, whatever you call them, down, and we will see where we're at. I literally have absolutely no idea how I'm going to fill that massive block of text on Friday. I think what I might do is I left a big chunk of washi out, so maybe we will use that as just like a bit of decorativeness at the top, like where the text sticker is at the moment. You've probably already watched me do it, considering I'm saying this at the time I'm doing it, but I'll have sped this up, so I've probably already done it. Pop that that strip of washi in, and maybe put a divider on top of it and make that just, or a little overlay on top of it, and that will make it fit much better. As I say, you've already seen me do that by this point because of my speeding up nature. So I'm just gonna pop in the washi, the foil overlays now, because I've got all of that in. So I think I said at the beginning about these simple line overlays, they are a sneak peek when I am filming this video, but I don't think they are when this video is going up, but they are now in the shop, and they are some of my favourite overlays. In fact, this spread is made up of my favourite overlays. Okay, so there we have the finished before the pen spread, foil, wiggle and all. I really wish this was in silver foil, not hollow. Here is what's left in the kit after using it in this planner and in my pre-planner. So we've got most of the ombre heart checkboxes, build use ombre heart checkboxes, one Monday through Sunday tracker, a couple of boxes, 3 to be exact, 6 little things, and those washi strips. So not much. So they'll go into my leftovers pile, and without any further ado, let me write everything in. So whilst I'm writing everything in quickly, I thought I'd just check in and see how everyone is doing. I'm doing pretty good. I'm recording this quite a lot in advance, but we are seriously thinking about mortgages and buying a house at the moment, and we've actually got some viewings. We've got 1 on Tuesday, 3 next Saturday, and 2 next Monday, and then we'll see what's going to happen. So yeah, we're really excited to sort of move into our own place and have our own space and buy a house. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. But at the same time, I really don't want to move out. I love living with my parents and I love living with my family, so that's a bit weird as well. But yeah, how are you guys? How are you doing? Cool, so that is my finished spread after the pen. I really wish this was not hollow and it was silver, but oh well, because everything else is silver foiled. A hard week in a lot of people's lives, so yeah. I do love this kit though. I think it's absolutely stunning. I'm really pleased with the overlays I used with it as well. Comment, like down below, and as always, remember those links to ways you can help in the fight for racial justice are down below, because obviously that is a lot of what this week was for me: learning, researching, reading, signing petitions, because yeah. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!